Hello. I'm going to tell my story about the time I had to hit a guy with a hatchet. So I was driving in my car, and I can't remember exactly where I was headed, but I was going down the straight road. Speed limit's 55 on that road. And the guy was doing 10, maybe even 15 under. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do this the whole way. So nobody was coming. So I went in the other lane, passed him. No problem. Didn't cut him off. No issues. He seemed to be fine with it. About 4 or 5 miles down the road, all of a sudden this truck comes flying up on my butt. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? What's this guy's issue? So I wait because, you know, there's nobody coming. I'm like, if he doesn't want to be behind me, he can pass me, no problem. And instead of passing me, he pulls up in the oncoming lane next to me and jerks his wheel over like he's going to try and run me off the road. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy's problem? And so I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't gonna put up with this shit. I'm like, I don't know what your fucking problem is, but pull the fuck over. I ain't gonna deal with this. Pull over right now. And to my surprise, he pulled over. And I was like, oh, okay. So I pulled over behind him. He gets out of the car, starts walking over to my car. I've got my door locked and my window down about as much as it is. I keep a hatchet in my car next to my seat here. When I pulled in, I had my hands on this hatchet already. I kept my hand right underneath the head of it, but I kept it down here on my leg so you can't really see it. He comes up to my window. We're yelling, screaming, all the normal expletives. I don't even remember what we said. And then out of nowhere, the sumbitch thinks he can reach in and grab me. He reaches in my car and grabs me right here. And the moment his hand came in my window, this hatchet came up, went out the window. I hit him in the chest with it. It slid up his chest, hit him under the chin. He proceeded to stumble backwards with the absolutely most priceless look on his face. I will never forget the look on his face. And at this point, I'm irate. I'm pissed. I'm trying to get out of my car. I reach over to open the door. This coward runs over to my car and slams my door shut. And then runs back to his truck. I'm like, oh, really? You're gonna run from me? Oh, no. So he pulls off. I follow him. He heads down the road, well, a few more miles. And then I notice he's gonna turn left into what I know is a dead-end residential area. And I'm like, oh, this guy's a fucking moron. So he pulls in. I have to wait because there's a car coming. The minute I pull in, it's basically just a roundabout. So I do a roundabout. I see he's parked his truck and he's out of his truck now, standing next to this guy who's probably in his 70s. And the guy I was arguing with was no young man either. He was probably late 40s, early 50s, something like that. So I whip a bitch, pull up next to him, roll my passenger window down. I look at him and I said, I know where you fucking live. I'm gonna burn your fucking house down. And that look on that old man's face, holy cow. All I can think to this day is he's probably wondering what in the hell his son, I'm assuming it's his son, did to piss someone off so bad that they followed him home and threatened to burn his house down. Now, am I gonna really burn his house down? Of course not, but I want him to think that. But I will never forget the look on his face when the hatchet came out the window and hit him in the chest. He didn't see that coming a mile away. It was the best thing ever. To this day, I still laugh about it. So, I highly suggest keeping a hatchet in your car for protection.